Namaskaram friends. So in this video I am going to talk about spirituality, and in spirituality a very important dimension called travel. Travel not mean just physically, travel also mean mentally, emotionally and energy wise. When we travel in the world, in different parts of the world, in different parts of in our mind, we experience thing in its true form. Because for example, let's say when we hear a sound of a word, with the help of computer, with the help of mobile, whatever people download recorded it and put it on the YouTube or on other social media website, when we see it or when we hear it indirectly. That means someone experiencing something, downloaded or you can say recorded that data and put it on the YouTube or put it on the social media website, and then we hear it. That means indirectly we experience or we hear the sound of another, you can say another experience of another human being with the help of some channels, some social media websites. So it is an indirect sound. But when you go into the nature and hear the sound of the bird, hear the sound of the animal, it is directly come to your mind. Anything which is in a direct connection with you is the most important thing. Anything, not only sound or senses or whatever, anything. Okay, for example, a very good example of it is God. People, you can say in any part of the world, suffer from this problem God, because many people come as a mediator between you and a God, and they teach you, they discipline you, they tell you different things. But when you are in a direct connection with the creator, when you are in a direct connection with a God, there is a very less, or you can say no misconception about your well-being, your life, and what is the shape, size and what is the work of God. Okay, because you are in direct connection with it. That's why in particularly I saw things in different parts of the world. In India there is this crisis is very much huge. Many, you can say, scholars, many intellectuals, many, you can say, sadhus, pandits, many come in between the human and their God, and they teach, practice, give different mechanism to solve their problem. In some sense it is good, but in another sense it is very bad. In some sense it is good if people do not directly communicate with the creator. Some people come and give as a way to do these things, then you can reach to that goal. For example, when you want to go anywhere, you do not, it is an uncharted terrain, you do not know the terrain, so you take help of other people so that you very easily go through this phase and walk on a, you can say, actual path or true path and reach there. But if you know that path, then there is no need of a mediator. Okay, and many a time mediator mislead you. Many a time, very few, you can say, gurus or very few scholars, intellectuals are there who actually solve your problem. That's why it is very important that if you want to travel in this world, if you want to travel in the universe, first of all use your mechanism. And if it is not, you can say, you are not capable and you have not time and you are not open that dimension, then take help of people who are earlier solve this issue, who are earlier walk on that terrain. And it is your responsibility to choose true leader, true gurus, true, you can say, intellectual. That's why it is very important. And what is the most significant aspect of travel is, when you travel anywhere, your five senses work in its best possible manner, because they record data in its true form. When you go into the jungle, when you see things, when you see leaves, when you see tree, when you see animals, when you see birds, your eye capture data in its actual form. What is the shape of bird, what is the color of bird, what is the shape of tree, what is the color of tree, different colors of flower, different color of leaves. All this thing is collected in your mind in its true form, collected in your mind. When you hear sounds, you hear directly from a bird to your mind. That means the data is collected in your mind directly. There is no mediator like laptop, computer or machine in between you and the sound of the bird. That's why when you go, whatever you want to know, whatever data you want to collect, on a first level, first priority is that you have to collect is direct data. If it is not possible, there are many circumstances, there are many obstacles in your path to achieving that, then you take help of it. But it is, remember, it is always secondary, not primary. And you, when you analyze that data, when you try to give a conclusion related to that data, many a time it mislead you, because it is indirect, it is experience of any other person. When we read a book, when we read any book, it is people's, you can say, what they experience, read in that book, and we read the experience of other people, we not experiencing it. Okay, so there are many things in your life, but what you want to do, just focus on it, and whatever it take, it may take your life, just do it and collect the data in its original form. Okay, I talk about travel in the jungle. So your 5 senses, your ear, your nose, your you can say skin, your sound, or you can say your taste part, tongue part, and your eye part. Every 5 senses work in a best possible manner. Whatever you see, whatever you smell, whatever you taste, whatever you touch, whatever you hear, everything in its actual form. And jungle is a best possible manner, or any place which is a very, you can say not civilized, but a place which is most embedded with higher energies. Okay, because people of that area capture that energy and function in its actual form, and we know that human beings are the peak of evolution. So when you understand their dimension of mind, so you collect data related to it and apply it in your mind, and it is very important. Okay, so when you go into the jungle, you hear sound of the bird, you hear sound of the river, you hear sound of the volcano, you hear sound of the, you can say, clouds are bursting or rain is happening. So all these sound of rain, sound of river, sound of volcano, sound of cloud burst, sound of birds, sound of animals, sound of, you can say, fruit falling, sound of when leaf is blowing with the when air is blowing, leaf is you can say moving here and there when air is blowing. So all these sound are collected in your mind, and when you meditate, these sound are automatically come into your picture. That means this sound is of that part. When you hear the sound of course, music instrument, sound of human being, all these sound are collected in your mind in its true form when you directly connect with it. When you see something, different types of things, sunrise, sunset, moonrise, bird is flying, fruit is just ripping on the plant, color of the bird, color of the flower, color of the tree, color of the soil, color of the river, color of the volcano, everything you see it. You can shape of the human being, you see it, and all types of data is collected in your mind with the help of your ear. In terms of nose, whatever you smell the smell of soil, smell of food, smell of flower, smell of fruit, smell of bird, smell of, you can say, some fire, smell of some water is not smelling, but when something is mixed in it, so it is smell in a different you can say form. So all this smell is collected in your mind in a direct form. When you taste something, vegetables, fruit, different types of sweet, different types of fruit, different types of foods, so all this data of, you can say, we know that on our tongue many senses are present, so they capture the data of taste. And at last, touch, whatever you touch, whatever you experience, we experience it is a warm or it is a cold, it is a warm or it is a cold, it is of a soft or it is of a hard. So all these types of distinction we do with the help of our touch senses. So all these 5 senses work in a, when you go anywhere or try to see them by your own, so all types of primary data is collected in your mind with the help of your 5 senses in its true form. And we know that in our mind there are many senses are present. So if we want to explore all those senses, we go on different parts of the world, different parts of the universe. We know that with the help of meditation we go to the core of the creation. That means we go to the galaxy, we go to the supercluster, we go to the cluster, we go to the non-physicality, we go to the physicality, we travel in time. That means go to the first creation, go to the last creation, go to the before our life, after our life, what is happening in our life, what is happened in our life, what is going to happen in our life, everything we determine with the help of meditation. Because our mind has collected all types of data in each and every moment, what is happening in the universe, what is happening, which collected in your mind, if your body is in sync with the creator's creation. So it is in sync. That's why people who are meditative, who are yogi, or people who pay full attention on any aspect of life or any dimension of life, have much more data than any normal people. Wherever you focus, that types of data is collected indirectly in your mind, but we know that at every moment infinite things are happening, so all types of data is not collected in our mind. Some is missing, some is not. But if we are meditative, all the senses, or you can say all the dimension of our mind is open, so it captured, it downloaded all the data, and when we analyze it, you can say we conclude or we derive at a good conclusion or a real conclusion. And it is very important, because we suffer when we want to know something, and we have a picture of a wrong data, we have a wrong picture of anything, then we suffer, because we do not know what is the truth, what is the reality. So truth and reality is the utmost, or you can say ultimate goal of every problem. If we know the truth of any problem, we solve it very clearly. If it is not true, if we delay it, if we present it in a you can say deformed form, then it's create a problem. In every sense it is important. That's why travel is important. Travel is very important. Okay, I talk about tree because I see tree, I see the shape of tree, I see the color of tree, I see the architecture of leaves which are found on the tree. That's why I talk about tree. If I read just about in a book trees like that, like this, I have imagined a picture of a tree but not actually see the tree. So things which are really present, or whatever it takes, we have to experience it, we have to see it, we have to sense it with the help of our senses, and you can say download a data of a real thing, not a imaginary thing. We imagine many things, like what is world look like beyond our, what the world look like when we are not born, what the world will be look like when we are dead. So all these are imagination, but if we travel in the time and keep our mechanism in a good state, that means we are meditative, we open all our dimension of mind, then we go to the time in a as much far as it take, and in future as much far it take. That's why we know time in its actual form, past, present and future, because at every moment these things is happening. If we are aware, if we are conscious, every moment it is happening. Whatever I talk, let's say I say A, that A become a past, I say B, that B become a present, and when in future let's say I say C, that C is a future. So A is a past, B is a present, C is a future, and every moment time is passing. So whatever I talk, whatever I see, everything become past, whatever I experience become present, and whatever I imagine become future. And we know that memory, experience and imagination work at every moment. These are working in continuation with each other, like life and death. When we inhale, life is coming. When we exhale, death is, you can say, occurring. And at a point come in our life, when we inhale something, life is come. When we exhale something, death is gone, and after that we are not inhaling any breath. So that breath is a last breath. That means inhaling is a life, exhaling is a death, and if you not inhale another breath in our life, then that is the end of our life. This is called a death. And life and death, past, present and future, everything happening at each and every moment of life, we have to aware of it. If we want to know the cycle of the creation, we have to just pay attention on our cycle, because we are born, we live some life, we dead. That means we are physical, because whatever is physical is first created, then preserved, then destroyed. It is the basic nature of physicality. It is first created, then preserved, then it destroyed. Whatever you see in terms of plants, it is first, we sow a seed, it is first created, live for some period of time, and then it is dead. And by using the dead woods of trees, we make petroleum and other stuffs, because it is a physical. But non-physical have no such thing of a creation, preservation and destroy, because it is always present, because it has no physicality. So nothing is created, nothing is preserved, nothing is destroyed. It is immortal, it is present everywhere at each and every moment of life. That's why people, or you can say people who are not aware, people who are not conscious and do not you can say free their mind, or you can say put less pressure on your mind, or very less chance of experiencing the dimension of non-physicality. Non-physicality dimension is very important. Why it is very important? Because when we experience non-physicality, then we know the limitation of physicality, and we do not invest all our time by understanding the physicality, but because physicality is a minuscule when we look at the dimension of non-physicality. Okay, both are important. For example, let's say we live a 100 years life. For example, let's say we live a 100 years life, and we know that any task requires just a 6 month on 1 year time. So if we give 10 years or 20 years of our life on that task, it is not good now. It is not good. That's why we understand how much time we have to give on any dimension and how much time we have to give to another dimension based on percentage. For example, in your exam, for passing your exam, let's say for passing your exam 33% is required. After that, if you make it, if you got more number, it is not impacted the result of the exam. For example, let us 33% is the cutoff. If you get a lesser number, you fail. If you get a higher number, no problem, but if you get a 30%, also no problem. So you do not invest much of your time for getting higher number. Sorry, because requirement is 33. It is that marks is not added in your exam. It is just a cutoff point. It is just a, you can say, checking, or you can say testing you, not how much number you got, but testing you, are you qualifying for 33% or not. That means there are many work to do in your life. So on which work you have to devote how much of time, it is very important. You have to understand it actually. So travel, in each and every aspect, travel is important. You go to this continent, when you go to this continent, you saw about some geographical, geological, cultural feature of that continent. In the same manner, if you move to different continent, there are some specific quality of that continent. Somewhere nature is beautiful, somewhere culture is beautiful. You can say somewhere it is a disaster, like desert type situation where life is not throwing, and some different types of biome and landform is present there. So all this data is coming in our mind. There are many mediums, primary, secondary, tertiary. There are many mediums, by reading a book, by seeing on television, by going and experiencing it. But what other people experience is not same as what you experience. For example, at a same place, when two people are going, some experience something else, you experience something else. If they record the, you can say, geography of that landscape and put it on a social media, on a YouTube, you see it, but many dimensions are left, which when you are there, you recorded it, capturing it and put it on a YouTube. So if people want to know about some area with the help of other people do its best to give their, you can say, responsibility, give their duty. But it is very important that if you are capable, first of all, you go there, experience it, explore it, download your data in your mind, and then analyze some conclusion. And it is very, very important. For example, if let's say, if we want to talk about sunrise, so some people, wherever they are, they see sunrise, they recorded the data, they have some data. That means this is the color of sun when it is rises, this is the color of sun when it is set, what is happening during sunrise and sunset, what is the motion from north to south, from this angle to that angle, from east to west. Some data is collected in the mind of the people. But people who saw it on a YouTube or any other platform, and people who put it, some description is there, they tell you with the help of their knowledge. So they experience the sunrise, sunset and the phenomena of sun where they live, in their geographical area, in their time, and at that moment what is the, you can say, conscious level of that human being. It is also important. So everything is dependent on the consciousness of that human being. If they are conscious, they recorded the data in its true form of their region, of their time. Okay, and when you are, let's say, present on some other place, you have a level of consciousness something different, and you experience the sunrise in a different manner. So when you see sunrise with the perspective of other human being, when you take the help of other human being, you know something about it, but it's the experience of that guy, not you. So always remember, what experiencing something with the help of your mechanism is the utmost priority. All other come at a secondary level, whatever it is. Just look at everything as the way it is, not like I do it, I do not do it. Just when you see a movie, it is experience, it is exploration, it is the idea of some human being, and take help of other actresses, crew member, producer to produce that, and put it on the, you can say, OTT platform, and then you see it, put it on a YouTube or TV channels, and you see. So it is the idea, experience of people who saw things in different parts of the world, and you see it, the experience of something. So just know it, when you see something, it is the experience of some other people who try to understand it and make something out of it and put it on the OTT or on the TV platform, and it is not your experience. In the same arena, if you are looking at that data and want to make a movie, it is completely different or very much different from that movie. So it is dependent. It is in terms of sunrise, it is in terms of sunrise it is different. So in any arena it is different, because uniqueness of human being is that experience of each and every human being is different. Okay, just do not you can say make an assumption in your mind that whatever I see, whatever I hear with the help of you can say OTT or TV platform or YouTube, it is the reality. No, it is the experience of other human being. Your experience is not included into it, and it is may very far away from the reality. Because when you see something from the other people's voice, it is their experience, it is true or not true. Truth is the only authority which is same for every human being. If other people saw truth, whatever you experience, whatever you do, if you come to the same conclusion, that means it is a truth, and it is very very important. But in terms of experience, you do not directly go jump onto the truth part, because you have to experience it, know it, put some effort, put some time into it, and then know everything in its clear form and a better form. So I hope you understand the whole idea of experience. Okay, so that's why travel is important. Every human being, be it child, be it any part of the people live in any part of the world, travel at which extent it is possible, because liberation is the ultimate goal of the human being, and travel play a very important role in it. Wherever you go, you saw different types of culture, you meet with a different types of people, you talk, you learn languages, you behave in a different manner, you saw different things, their significance, their geographical region, your body is capable of surviving that or not. You go to a different places, for example, like traveler, mountaineer, just random people who travel here and there without any purpose. All why they do, what is instinct prevail in the life of that human being, that they go here and there without any purpose. But because there are two sections of people, some think that when you want to do something, there must be some purpose, some goal, but some people just travel without any goal, without any purpose, and data collected by that human being, that random guy, is much more, you can say, less pressure free than people who have a goal and who have a, you can say, purpose. Because when you travel randomly without any goal, without any purpose, everything downloaded in your mind, everything whatever you see is without any pressure collected in your mind, and if any problem comes, you solve it without just putting pressure on your mind, its purpose, its goal. No, you just solve it very easily. That's why it is important that goal and purpose, or people make it at a goal is your file and purpose is the process of your life. No, what just important is whatever you want to do it in a best possible manner. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It is a music, it is a dance, it is a study, it is a sports, it is a movie, whatever it is, do it in a best possible manner. And people who do it in a best possible manner without putting much pressure on their life and thinking what is happen, what is going to happen, what is happening in our life, it produce a much better result than any other thing. And that's why travel is important. Without any purpose, without any goal, just travel. When you got some time, because time is limited, when you got some time, travel, and with the help of travel you solve many problems. You do not have to need a help of other human being. You are going to solve many problems by your own. And one most aspect in travel is people want to travel in groups. No, group is okay, but first of all try to travel solo, because when you travel solo you also hear your inner voice. When you travel in a group, many occasions you miss that sound, but when you travel solo, you hear the inner voice of your soul, and you experience thing with the help of your mechanism, with the help of your soul, and it is a very important task. Okay. So in terms of travel, when I tell you my experience, of course you hear it, you see it, and remember, you hear, see, and listen my experiences, not yours. So you must go travel and collect the experiences of that thing in your mind with the help of your mechanism. So in my experiences, when I travel, I see many things and I pay attention, at least you can say 30 to 40 minutes attention without any hindrance, direct attention. wherever I see a leaf or a bird or a sand particle or a soil, water body, architecture, culture, when we people talk, when I see something on a television, when I just going here and there and hear the voice of something, I just very keenly hear it, pay attention on it, and all the data is collected in our mind without any pressure. Without any pressure, all the data is collected in our mind, be it nature, be it space, be it architecture, be it physicality, be it non-physicality, be it five: air, water, soil, fire, space, be it the dimension of our mind, be it what is happening in my mechanism, every types of data is collected. And when I want to solve any problem, I just listen. When I want to solve any problem, I just pay attention on a mechanism, what types of data is collected, is that data is enough for solving that problem or not, and if it is not, I again go to that places or that dimension where it is required my attention, and by collecting the data, by collecting the experiences of that point, I try to solve any problem. For example, earlier when I read geography, many people saw just remember the name of the country, and that is enough, that is asked in the examination. But very good question come in our mind. When I talk about a country, what is that country? Just a map, just a line drawn by human being? No. Then I realize that country must have when I live on a places where I see air, I experience air, where I see water, I see soil, I see fire, I see some spaces. So I think any country is made of these five elements of existence: air, water, soil, fire, space. But when I go to different, I move, let's say 100, 200 kilometers, then I say color of soil is different, whatever produce is different. That means if in my area wheat, rice, something is produced, in other area you can say corn is a very on a prevalent stage, not millets on a you can say rice and wheat, millets on a prevalent stage. Different types of fruit in some area, let's say in a cold places, apple is a very beautiful place which is grown in that area, but in some areas oranges, in some area mangoes. That means when I try to decipher and experience the world with the help of our mechanism, and where really I have a data related, no, country is not just a boundary. When you see things in your nearby, you understand that this is what makes the world, and everywhere this types of thing is present. When you move, when we travel, your data what is collected in your mind, that this is just lost. That means when you go forward, then data which is collected sometime is wrong, so we disconnect it and put you can say throw it, and that data which is relevant we you can say retain it and then go forward. And in this manner we discarded some amount of data, we retain some amount of data, and at last when let's say I go, let's say for India, I go to 28 states and I see the culture, I see the language, I see the fruit, I see the vegetable, I see the environment, I see the geography, topography, geology, which sector is which state is prevalent in which sector. So I have a data, I have a, you can say, much more amount of data that earlier when I just live in my town and I collected some data. Okay, because when I travel in that 28 state, I collected different type data in terms of their, you can say, what language they speak, what clothes they wear, what types of garments they wear, what types of food habits they are, what is the culture of that people they are, what is the business of that people are, and in each state it vary. Some region is very prominent in culture, some region is very prominent in business, some region is very prominent in political arena, some is very prominent in sports sector, some is very prominent in movie sector, some is very prominent in spiritual sector, some is very prominent in education sector. So different state have their uniqueness in terms of culture, in terms of education. Every state is a unique. So whatever data I have with respect to that state is completely different from earlier when I live in my town and collected some data. So in the same manner, if I have all types of data of all the states, so if anyone asks what is the culture of that region, I directly go and say that this is, because I experiencing it and I see it, and I not just retaining it, I go it experiencing it and also discarded data which is not relevant for that state. For example, in terms of Gujarat, we know that state is very much prominent in business. When I go to south, that state is very much prominent in spirituality, in religion. When I go to a north, we know that there are poverty, there are many things, but that people or that region is tried to come out of it, and you can say pay much more attention on education, on health, and also on spirituality. For example, Kashi is the best example of spirituality. Nalanda, Banaras Hindu University are the best example of education. Earlier, Kashi is known as the center of knowledge, because many people from all parts of the world come here to gain knowledge and spread that knowledge in their country. So when we move here and there, we realize the difference between the human being, and we realize the uniqueness of human being, which thing unite human being and which thing differentiate human being. And also we through this manner we understand, through travel we understand that what is the point on which every people unite. For example, when war is going on between India and China, between India and Pakistan, between India and Myanmar, and between India and any other country, all country of people, whatever their ethnicity is, whatever their language, whatever differentiality they are, they just discarded all these things and come unite to protect their country. So this is a uniting point. When spirituality come, all people connect. When religion come, all people connect. On the name of the religion, many people fight, but a common understanding that you practice your religion, I practice our religion, and it is not that it is just imposes on you. No, whatever you experience, because we know that in Hindu culture, particularly when I travel in India, I saw a very mesmerizing thing about it. When I travel in India, in Hindu culture, there are 36,000 god and 36,000 god and goddesses. Not 36,000, 36 crore god and goddesses, when our population is 36 crore. That means each and every people have their own god, and it is very much true, because what I experience, what types of knowledge I want to gain, what types of work I want to do with the help of my mechanism, I made that machine with the help of my mechanism. That means God is made by the human being in this culture, and every human being their own God. So there is a very, very less difference. And I tell you earlier, things which are true, things which are real, or same for each and every human being. That's why when people saw the same energy in their God, and every people have the same energy in their God, they unite it and form a one energy form which is suitable for all other people. That's why, let's say, some character like Rama, Krishna, Shiva, Lakshmi, Saraswati, Parvati, all these character, all the energy or all the experiences of that energy is same for every human being. That's why every human being worship, and there is no pressure on it, you worship that god, you worship that god. No, whatever you think is you can say beneficial for you, just worship it. There is no discrimination. But we know that in other culture, they experiencing the nature of God, the nature of the creation in their own manner. Like in Islamism, they worship Allah, and Allah have their own, each and every people have a different, or you can say each and every people have their own Allah, and they give the same name, but experiences of each and every being is different. In terms of Christianity, they worship Jesus, and we know that each and every human being have their own shape, have their own imagination, have their own experiences related to Jesus. So they just give the same name, but experience is different. But in Hinduism, they give the different name whatever the experience is. Their experience is different for the different gods, so they gave different name altogether. They not give the same name, and experience is different. Their experience is associated with the name of the god, not the same god. So that's why it is very important. And all this dimension, all this, you can say, knowledge come when you travel. When you travel and pay attention, very important. Just keep your mechanism in a as good as updated manner as possible, and travel and pay attention. Just 3 things are required for solving any problem. If any problem related to education, for example, we do not, you can say, impose something from one area to other. For example, Gujarat is good in business, so we do not have to impose spirituality on it. No, you have to choose your pathway in which you good, and whatever you want to do as a passion, you do it as a side business. And later it may come, whatever you do side business is have a much more impact on you that your main business. Then just skip your main business and go to the side business. It is important, because it is not that people from Gujarat focuses on business and not pay attention on spirituality. They also, ISKCON is the best example. They worship Radha Krishna, it is the best example. In, you can say, in So people have a very much, people devote their time on a religion, on spirituality, but we know that many business classes people will come from that area, many educationists come from that area. That means any area is prominent in any aspect, but all other aspects are present there in a smaller form. And some people who, you can say, take that smaller form to a higher level, that become a prominent. Okay, so it is like a grouping. Some people who are interested in religion go to one place and build some structure for the well-being of their ideas, their thought, because something is common between them. And it is true, it is true. From Silicon Valley is the best example, where all engineers from all parts of the world go there, express their ideas, make something app and application, and provide a knowledge to the whole part of the world and solving the problem of the whole part of the world. So it is the best example, and it is only done through travel. It is done through travel. Through travel we solve many problems. You have to just go there and experience it. You believe everything whatever I talk, because whatever I talk is with the experience of myself, with the experience of myself. Next aspect is I try to touch is like environment. Why environment is very important? Environment is very important because when we go into the nature, our body is reacted in a different manner than when we are living in our rooms. Because in the nature, all the 5 elements of existence and all our 5 senses are working together in a very beautiful manner, That means what is happening in the creation and what is happening in our mind are very much sync with each other, because all the 5 elements of existence is in touch with our 5 senses, and whatever we see, hear, explore, do things are done in a better manner. That's why in past yogis, gurus, teacher are go in the forest for meditate, go in the deep forest for meditation, because in the deep forest they sync their 5 senses with the 5 elements of existence, and each and every cell in their body is working in a full potential, and whatever they want to know, they know it very rapidly. So there are, let's say, many places. One place is there where when you go in a very short amount of time, you experiences whatever you want, and on any places it take a much longer. So people who are much dedicated to the task, whatever it take, whatever money it take, whatever time it take, even it take its life, they go there and experience those things. That's why in Kailasa, many people, they want to experience the Kailasa, they travel there, but due to health reason many people are not going there. So people who want to go there, first work on their mechanism, keep it healthy, and then go there and experience that thing. That's why it is important, because in forest there is less disturbance. There is less disturbance doesn't mean that disturbance of a human being. If we make a place which is full of a human being, but every human being is conscious, then that place is the place of a higher energy where anyone come experience thing in a best possible manner. So forest is a best place because people are not conscious, not aware of it. So we go into the forest because we know that in the forest it is the creator's creation, and every life form have some limitation. They have upper boundary. That means though they do not react, they do not act beyond the upper boundary. They react in the limitation of it, and we are the you can say more sophisticated complex machine. So we manage that things, and when we go to the deep forest, all other things are in order, in a chaos but in order, and we do our task in a best possible manner when we are in a human being. But because when we are in the association with the human being, they disturb, they have some small problem, and they are not capable of their own, and they wage war, they do something which disturb, they make noises. So all these things are create hindrance in our path. That's why we go into the deep forest, we go into the caves, we go to the Himalayas, because they are peaceful places. But if we make places a peaceful place with the help of understanding the mind of the human being, there is no need to go to the forest, there is no need to go to the caves, there is no need to go to the mountains. When we make places, and when we aware human being that you are the creator of the whole creation, and whatever you do, just do it with the sheer intensity, every problem is solved automatically. So it is the requirement of dedicated people, responsible people who took that task in their hand and execute it in a best possible manner. Till now, currently there are few places like that where you go there and experience everything what you want to know, what you want to experience. There are few places, but the places are. In future, it is our task to make other places like that, so that people, whatever they do, be it a farmer, be it a laborer, be it a professor, be it a scholar, be it a philosopher, be it a spiritual guru, be it a cricketer, be it a movie star, whatever they are, we make that places, whatever you do is another thing, but that places make suitable or conscious for all other human being and also for yourself. So we have to we have to increase these types of places, and finally we have to make the whole planet conscious, not just a particular plate, whole planet is conscious, so that people attain the liberation, people know their true potential with the help of these energy, because we know that in the cosmos infinite types of energy is working. Few people capture it, few people not capture it, few people capture it in its true form, and all types of energy, few people not. That's why they suffer. People who experience this energy apply that experiences in their life and do tasks in their full potential, then they suffer a very less, and they solve any problem very quickly. People think that that guy is a superman, that guy is a superwoman. No, they just experiencing everything the way it is, and they respect time and keep their mechanism in sync with the creator. This is the just tool. Keep your mechanism in sync with the creation, all other problems are automatically solved, because you experiencing thing in its true manner, and whatever problem come, you already solution is present in your mind. You do not, many occasion I do not know how I come to the solution, but that solution is present in our mind because I sync my mechanism with the creator's creation and solve any problem automatically. So all the problem is solved automatically without any, you can say, pressure. I just hear the problem, you can say, think something about this and that, and solution come. Because when I want to find the solution of any problem, first I watch something, I hear something, I talk to people, I read something. This is the experience of people who originally they derive their solution with the help of our mind. So every human being is capable of, if people write the solution of any problem with the help of their mechanism, with the help of their mind, so anybody is capable of that. But the requirement is that they have to put their mechanism in a good state and also keep or open each and every aspect of our mind, so that that mind is capable of deriving, solving problem in a best possible manner. So I hope you understand different aspect, different dimension, different you can say quality of human being and its mechanism, and how we use this mechanism, how just only using this mechanism we are capable of knowing anything and solving any problem from any parts of the world. We know that universe is infinite, beginningless, endless. So we do not, if we want to pinpoint anything, it is incorrect, because it is beginningless, endless. There is no dimension of the universe. Some dimension we capture and we try to understand everything with the help of that piece of data. No. For example, universe is let's say millions of pieces. We just know one piece and try to conclude everything about the universe with the help of just one piece. No, you have to collect all the pieces, combine all the pieces and see the true picture of the universe, and then conclude anything. If you have no data, you have some few pieces, just wait and collect that pieces, and when that pieces come, then go to any, let's say if anyone just ask about that pieces, when you have a data, you talk about how much time you want on that piece. It is good because you collected that piece. But if you want to know, if you want to talk about the whole universe, you have to collect all the pieces. That's why people who talk on any topic, it is very important that we have to listen whatever that guy tell, is it from their experience or just a nonsense talk, not just a nonsense talk. It is very important, okay, because experiencing anything, every human being is capable of experiencing everything, but you have to put your mechanism in that state, and it required effort, discipline, time and dedication. Whoever do it, they achieve that path. Whoever not, they suffer. That's why in every culture, in every religion, it is so that just you can say whatever you do in a faithful manner, in a truthful manner, and whatever outcome come, it is beneficial for you and for your task. So I hope you love it, you enjoy it and gain some perspective, some knowledge out of it. And the core crux of this whole discussion is that keep your mechanism in a good state. Try to decipher all dimension of your mind, and whatever you decipher, try to talk on that only, not any nonsense thing. That means you decipher one piece and you want to go and talk about the 10 pieces. No, if you decipher one piece, just stick to that, talk to that piece only, because it is also very important. Okay, when you decipher 10 things, talk on 10 things. When you decipher 100 things, talk on 100 things, and it required effort, dedication, time, and of course upgradation of your mechanism. So I hope you love it, you enjoy it, and gain some perspective, some knowledge out of it. So namaskaram, thank you.